Charles Hamlin doing us proud today, and Alexandre Bilodeau skating and moguls respectively. Embracing winter, well, that should warm you up. Top of the medal standings. Over in Sochi. Wow, good stuff. -7 in Toronto currently. Maybe that's not so great. Maybe you're like a lot of people thinking, oh, okay, I'm ready for this to end, or at least a bit of a warm-up. Could be worse. Could be -22, like Regina and Edmonton. There's plenty going on indoors, but if you're spending time outdoors, John, my director, and I just looking at the Toronto City rinks. Do you know some of them close on the 23rd? Do you know that's 2 weeks yesterday? So I guess the good news is if you're looking for hopeful signs, that means that the end of winter can't be far away. If you're a skater, yes, I'm not too happy about that. Not all the rinks close on the 23rd, but there's Toronto, there's Barrie. Cold if you're heading out for skating or some shinny tonight. -3 on Thursday, so we are going to warm up. Doesn't last for too long, but going into next week, we are going to be warmer still. Warming up inside at the ROM, there's a special event, Kasha, right now. Thanks so much, Kasha. Now, coming up, the system to watch Friday on the East Coast. We get a little bit of snow for us, not a storm, but that could affect your commute. And your commute now, Rachel's next. Now, hopeful signs. Oh, the irony we've been talking about today. The sun is stronger, the days are longer, the snowbanks are bigger. And the Port Credit Lighthouse still shines. Oh, this is a beautiful spot. You know, I love going down to the Credit River. Love popping into Snug Harbor in the summertime especially and getting a good seat on the patio, but it's icy. Thanks, John. Director loves to put me in those icy scenes. -12 in Toronto right now. Colder down by the waterfront. I was down at the Humber River just the other night looking up at the stars and those big pans of ice pans, just floating, sloshing back and forth underneath the gorgeous Humber River Bridge. Of course, there's not a lot of unfrozen water left. Simcoe, some great snowmobiling in Georgian Bay and snowshoeing and skiing. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It's almost 4:15. Now it's 4:15 exactly. 16:15 and 4 seconds. -8 Toronto, a little colder out towards Orangeville and Owen Sound. That's Wednesday. Then we warm up the scale a little bit Thursday, -single digits. We have a system that we're watching closely. Not the Atlantic seaboard storm, though that's going to cause a lot of travel disruption. This clipper coming from the west. BC storms, Alberta snow. We get a little snow Thursday night to Friday morning, and that could affect your commute by then. There's plenty of active weather across the country as we go towards the weekend, but the key takeaway here, our temperature goes up to -5, Rachel, and there are hopeful signs next week of more warm air. But you're back, so that puts a smile on my face right there.
Oh, Suzanne, you're too kind. Now, I do want to share some bad news with you.
Out in Waterloo. I was at Fratburger in Waterloo the other night. Hello, gang at Fratburger, if you're watching. Delicious. Assemble your own. Vintage movie posters. Great place to tuck in when it's cold. -7 in Toronto. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up. It's often been voted one of the more romantic spots in Toronto. Calendar Cafe on College West in Little Italy. Well, you probably got your own favorite spots. Taking a look at the cold across the country, and then we go into the southern Ontario region, -7 to about -10 at the moment. Yes, Valentine's Day is this Friday. Don't forget. -3 Thursday for a high, down to -5 Friday. Snow coming Thursday night into Friday morning. So the day is sunny. The afternoon commute should be okay, but the drive on Friday morning could be a little bit slow. Of course, many would say that going back to Valentine's Day, you know, you can celebrate with your Valentine any day of the week, any day of the year. It doesn't have to be the 14th of Februare. Good point there. All right, Kasha, let's bring you into this. If you're outdoors this evening, a little on the cool side, indoors at the ROM, cool stuff. Sure made roads slick last night and meant that the car had a good coating this morning and the pavement as well. It's good to see you. Your commute, well, pretty heavy in a lot of spots. Rachel Schutzen's coming up in just a second. She'll get you home safe and sound. Beat the traffic, download the app, and stay right there. We'll be right along with traffic. Temperatures first, though. Ooh, that's cold. -10 in Kitchener, feeling like -18. It's feeling only slightly warmer in Toronto, and no real change for temperatures tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, and Wednesday morning will be bottoming out close to -20 in the GTA. And then daytime highs will rise from the -10 range to -3 or so on Thursday. We've got low pressure coming from the west. This is a bruiser of a storm going to cause travel delays in the U.S. and here at home. Atlantic Canada. Thursday overnight, Friday we get our clipper system. And at this point, it does look like it'll be less than 5 centimeters of snow for southern Ontario. That low will move on for Friday, leaving us a little breezy, but it will help to warm us up. Look at that, a whopping -5 for Friday. That's Valentine's Day. Colder for the weekend and then a little warmer with potentially more snow on Monday, Rachel. So big changes, more active weather coming, but warmer weather coming.
I'll take it. I will take that warmer weather, Suzanne.
Lucky, but playing a pickup game is always fun. Thanks for joining us. Oh, it's a beautiful night to be outdoors. It's going to be cold tonight. It's 4:45. We're getting longer days. You notice the sun setting later and later, so there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. -22 Edmonton and Regina, -7. 50, as cold as it is here, it is 15 degrees colder in those other places. Now, as far as the sunshine is concerned, clear skies tonight and again tomorrow. Notice the next couple of mornings, though, will be perilously close to -20, so it'll be cold. Thursday's a little warmer. Thursday night, Friday, we get a little bit of snow. That'll snarl the traffic, I think, on Friday morning. And then next week, we've got some interesting changes to talk about. If you're heading out this evening, fairly calm conditions. It's chilly outside, but of course, it's always warm at some of the big indoor events. And we've got an interesting theme going here, Kasia, with weather and environment. Thanks very much, Kasia. Weather and art together. All right, some snow coming for us on Thursday night, coming from the west, and a warm up in the long-range forecast. That's ahead, but quite pretty. Oh my goodness, lots of snow, big snowbanks. The snowbanks seem to keep getting higher because, yeah, we get a little bit of stronger sun right now. And you see a bit of melt, but it doesn't tend to bring down the height of the banks too much. Skiers and snowboarders, I know they're happy. And let's face it, I think just about all Canadians, if you've heard the news, very proud of a certain snowboarder today, Alexandre Bilodeau, taking gold in Sochi. So exciting. Okay, Suzanne, weather. Great Lakes ice cover, 88%, Lake Huron and Lake Superior. More than that, Lake Erie, almost entirely frozen and not so frozen, Ontario. Ontario, typically one of the last to freeze up, has to do with depth. And this winter, that's a rather exceptional snow cover, or ice cover rather, for Lake Superior. So very cold temperatures, and Tuesday cold highs, and Wednesday noticeably warmer highs. You can see it in the colors as well as in the numbers. -10, a holdout, Orangeville and Owen Sound, and minus single digits across the board Thursday. Thursday night into Friday, we get some snow. I think that might snarl your commute for Friday morning. This beast of a storm does not affect Ontario, but this one does. Right now, Rachel, any challenges for the commute will not have anything to do with weather unless people complain that it's just too bright.
Oh, too bright, yes, and just a lot of volume out there.
What does Ontario have in common with Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, BC, and Alberta right now? Snow. Snow is falling. And cold temperatures are pervasive. -6 in Halifax. We were down to -13 this morning. So was Halifax, so was Montreal or thereabouts. And it was closer to -30 in Winnipeg and at Edmonton International. So there's some context for you. I know it's frigid, it's very cold, another bitter start, another blast of winter. At least it was sunny this morning, which is wonderful. It warms us up, literally and figuratively. There's a look at the current temperatures, southern Ontario, and then the temperatures rising in the long range. -8 Wednesday. Another cold couple of mornings, though. -3 Thursday. Thursday night, Friday, a little bit of snow. That could affect your morning drive. And then after a bump down, a bump up. And that could be the trend closer to seasonal, finally near zero next week. So spending time outdoors, it has been and continues to be very cold for now. -12 this evening in Toronto. Kasia's in Toronto, but today Kasia is indoors.
Sorry.
Oh, lots of places do these wonderful events for Family Day. Thanks, Kasia, for giving us some personalized behind-the-scenes info down there at the ROM. A little bit of a tour for us. What's going on weather-wise? The trend by midweek, we see some of these storms, the energy coming out of BC across the prairies. There's our Thursday night, Friday morning snowfall, leaving us breezy but warmer. Now, the commute. Rachel's back. She'll be here in just a few moments. A lot of volume out there today.
This has always been my favorite exhibit, the Bat Cave. So now we're going to freestyle it back to you inside.
Lots of fun down at the ROM. Thanks very much, Kasia. Coming up, we're going to talk about the snow that comes to us Thursday evening to Friday and your local weather.